It is the Sunday Roast. Our thanks to the Barrow Hotel Group, of course, great supporters of the Sunday Roast. Lake Forest Tim Ginniver with you. Jason Dunstall's going to join us shortly from Fox Footy to talk about the round 2 of the AFL. But we were there yesterday, Timmy, along with 41,000 passionate Port and Carlton fans.
Huge crowds. Good,
and in the end, the better team got over the line. Port Adelaide getting the job done by 16 points. Assistant coach Matthew Lokan joins us. Hey, Matt, appreciate your time.
G'day, guys.
It was nice old-fashioned wet weather footy yesterday. You'd be happy with the win.
Yeah, look, it was a pretty tough day, actually. It was really windy and obviously that rain kicked in. So to be able to get across the line with a win, it was very pleasing.
Yeah, Matty, there was patches, weren't there? Some really good moments for Port Adelaide and then some great moments for Carlton. I thought they actually did really well to fight back in that third term and put Port back under pressure. Yeah,
I think that's pleasing from both points of view. Obviously pleasing for Carlton to be able to show that they're starting to develop as a team, and they played some really good patches, as you said. But for us to be able to withstand that and then finish off the game was really pleasing. And, a lot's been talked about our young guys and their ability to be able to stand up, and for them to be able to finish off the game along with the other guys was very pleasing.
Matthew, before I let Tim get at you, what happens on field, can we get the ugly stuff out of the way first? The Jack Watts latest?
Yeah, look, it didn't look fantastic. I know Kenny said after the game that it looked like it was either a syndesmosis or a break, and I haven't heard any different at this stage. But, yeah, it doesn't look great for Jack, which is such a shame because he's been playing really well. Okay,
and the seriousness of Carl Amon?
Carl's a bit of the unknown. I think that's one we're going to have to wait for. But I think the initial thoughts were a medial ligament, which tends to be sort of that, 3 to 6 weeks. But hopefully it's not too bad for Carl because he's been playing some good footy and he's been really handy for us on a wing.
Now, I think Port fans are starting to understand why we went and got Scott Lycett. It's very, very important. We absolutely smashed him in hit-outs as such, but it's really an amazing combination now with Paddy.
Yeah, look, to be able to have one really good ruckman these days is pretty handy, and to be able to have two is a bit of a luxury we've got at the moment. Scotty was fantastic yesterday, and he's a premiership ruckman, and they don't come around too often. So to be able to have him and Paddy working together, and Paddy looks really dangerous when he goes into the ruck now, probably more so than what he has in the past because he's
had a big workload, didn't he?
Yeah, he can share it with someone else. So to be able to have Scotty and Paddy in the team, hopefully they stay fully fit and we can utilise them for the whole season.
Mate, I thought there was a pivotal moment in the game, second term. Connor Rosie had to go for a football. He had to commit himself, head up, got crunched, then bounces back. And I said a kid could get unnerved in his second contest after that happening, but he didn't. He took a fantastic mark, head up, eyes up, took the mark, kicks a goal. I thought that was actually really important for him, but also for the team at that moment.
Yeah, mate, I was sitting next to Carl Amon on the bench, and we both looked at each other, and we pretty much at the same time said, "This kid can seriously play." And they're infectious. The three, not just the three boys, but the other guys that we recruited this year are all got a bit of spunk about them. I love the fact that Willem Drew comes in as well and just sticks his head over the footy, and he's clean and he's tough, and probably adds that inside-outside mix which we probably lacked in the last couple of years. So, I love these kids. They bring a real fresh bit of energy into the footy club, and they can seriously play. Well,
that's the energy it also creates from the senior players, because when they do great things, they want to get over to them straight away. And there's nothing better than seeing, a kid surrounded by 8, 9, 10 players getting, the old noogie on the top of the head and being able to go again. It seems to have ignited the whole team.
No, it certainly does. Normally we get those things from Stevie Motlop or Robbie Gray, and not that it comes boring seeing Robbie do those things, but it becomes the norm. Now we've got, Zach Butters and Connor Rosie doing their thing inside forward 50. It's refreshing for our group and hopefully for the supporters as well.
What was Kenny's message post-game immediately? What was his little wrap-up?
I think he was really happy with the fact that we were able to withstand that little fight back from Carlton. Obviously, there were some things in the game that we needed to change, and we probably tried to play a bit of dry weather footy in the wet. So we quickly spoke about that. But look, any win in this competition at the moment is vital, and to be able to go in after 2 rounds, 2 and zip, is we're in a pretty good position, but we've got to move on pretty quick because Brisbane comes around, only in 5 or 6 days' time.
Port Adelaide's Matthew Lokan, our guest. He's bringing his own footy at the moment, Tommy Rockcliffe. Matthew, he's had 120 disposals in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, look, he's a freak. I just love watching him play because he doesn't kick the ball really long. He's not ultra.
What's wrong with that, mate?
I forgot you were on the end of the line, Jimmy. But what I do love about him is that he's just so smart, and I know he's not necessarily in the leadership group. He's a fantastic leader out on the field, Rock, and he's an All-Australian. So I think people forget that Tommy all that long ago was a captain and an All-Australian. And yes, he had a disappointing year last year, but he's firing at the moment. And I thought Carlton tried to nullify him a little bit after half the time, and they probably did, but Rock still finds a way to find the footy, so he's been really important for us, and it's probably added an extra dimension to our midfield.
Yeah, he's still got 15 the second half after being tagged, so yes, still not too bad, eh? Friday night, and with a couple of injuries and what's not, Friday night, Magpies West, you were obviously in charge of that. Pretty tight game and really got away in the last quarter, and well done, but the guys that performed well there, I see Sammy Gray hitting the scoreboard and getting plenty of it.
Oh, mate, I think that's the good thing about where we're at the moment. We had, probably anywhere up to 15 guys that performed really well at SANFL level that could jump into the AFL side. And as you mentioned, Sammy Gray, he had 33 and kicked 4 goals and 3 in the last quarter. And Jack Trengove's had 43 disposals, and 11 tackles. So he's not just running one way. So, those 2 guys... obviously had
Hartlett, Broadbent. How'd they go?
Yeah, Hartlett, Broadbent, Dougal, Howard were really solid. Hammer just needed another run. I think he'd be the first to say that. Just getting through the games and feeling healthy and feeling fit and getting some of the footy is really important for him. So he'll benefit from another run. And as you mentioned, Brogsy was really good as well. I think he ended up with 20 disposals and had a real impact on the game. So the good thing for us is that we've got guys in form, and if they get an opportunity, I'm sure they'll step in and do their thing at AFL level.
2 quick ones before we let you go. Matthew, appreciate your time again on the Sunday roast. It was a very rare, probably quiet night for Justin Westhoff. He didn't, have his normal impact, but what a star he's been for your club, 250 games.
Oh, look, I couldn't speak any more highly of Hoff. He doesn't talk a hell of a lot around the change room, but what he does say, the boys listen. And we watched a highlight package of him before the game, and some of the stuff that he's been able to do at both ends of the ground is amazing. And he deserves to have a really good win in his 250th game. And he doesn't say, as I mentioned, he doesn't say a hell of a lot, but we certainly know that the team man he is and what he does for our football team week in, week out. And
a much improved Brisbane on Saturday night.
Yeah, look, it's a big test for us. To be able to travel away with the young group again is exciting. And Zach Butters mentioned to me after the game that he's really looking forward to getting away again with the team and doing that whole travelling thing, which, for those young guys is an extra special thing. So, look, we're going to have to be on our game again. Brisbane are in some really good form and, an exciting challenge for us coming up next weekend.
Good luck next weekend. You can be 3-0. Be a great start to the season. Appreciate your time on the Sunday roast.
Thanks, Matty.
No, anytime, guys.
Port Adelaide's Matthew Lokan got over the Blues by 16 points at the Adelaide Oval on the back of a best-on-ground performance by Scotty Lycett. And you're right, with Connor Rosie in there as well, the recruiting staff, Parks and all the team, they'd just be a little bit of swagger through the hallway, I would have thought.
Oh, yes, they'd be pleased with their work, but their work never finishes. That's the thing about list management. It just goes on and on and on there. I went out to a trial game, a SANFL trial game, and all the recruiters are there. They're all sitting there doing their homework straight away. It's just amazing. I'm pretty sure that when some of these kids just ride their bike to school, that they're watching.
That's right. You've got good pedal.
Amazing.
That's right. Matthew Lokan, our guest. We're going to take a short break on the Sunday roast. Your calls coming up next, 28 past 11. Jason Dunstall to join us as well from Fox Footy's The Bounce. We'll have a look at the season so far. Just quickly before we go to the break, Carl Amon Meteor, you would assume. So what's that? 4 to 6?
Yeah, around about
like
that, mate.
Jack Watts, we don't know, but that's never good.
That sounds like a nasty one that could be the season for Jack.
Not good news at all. Back after this.